Marcus, it's great to talk to you, man. Rookie season, congratulations. How does it feel, man, representing it? How has the circuit been for you so far?
Well, the Toronto Grand Prix, it's a fantastic event, challenging circuits. I felt like last year it was quite kind to me, so I am looking forward to returning to the bumpy streets of Toronto and a fantastic city as well. Great food, vibes, coffee is great too. So I'm this race was one of my favorites, and I can't wait to return.
What was it about last year that you enjoyed so much? Because if I remember correctly with last year, you were right. It was bumpy. I mean, there was like, it should have been roller derby going on out there.
It was very bumpy. There was a resurfacing. Well, they resurfaced the last sector of the lap, which somehow made it more bumpy than before, from what I understand. And it's part of the challenge. I think that very smooth circuit, yes, it's nice and it's comfortable, but honestly, circuits like this, it can give you such a rush, and as well, it separates the good from the great. So it's a good thing, and it's a challenge for the engineers as well to best set up a car for a circuit that is this bumpy.
You kind of answered it already, but I'm going to go into it though. What do you think you learned from last year that you're going to take into this year's race?
Well, last year's it was my first time at that track,
Yeah.
so I had to sort of really learn when I was a baptism of fire, so to speak, because we didn't do a lot of simulator prior to the event. I didn't know the track layout. Now, when I go back, I'll obviously know the nuances of the circuit and even the very the details, like how best to set up the car from each compound of tire, for example. Um, the ambient temperatures, how that affects the circuit. Very boring stuff, honestly, but it all comes in handy when you're fighting at the very pointy end.
I don't think it's boring at all. Anybody who knows anything about that track understands exactly what you're talking about, especially turn five, which has always been like it's a tough turn to make, especially because of what's been going on in Toronto lately. We have had these downpours that can happen at any time. As we speak right now, Toronto is feeling a little bit of the hurricane and a lot of rain is coming down. But for this year, throughout the spring and summer, we have had just surprise downfalls happening. How is that, do you think, going to affect you? Because we could have a sunny day when you guys start up, and midway, boom, it could start raining. Do you have any concern about that? And if so, what do you do to combat that?
I mean, last year it rained halfway through qualifying, so it's
Yeah.
not unusual. And I enjoyed it actually. I loved the wet around that track. For some reason, it was very grippy in the wet, so that
Hmm.
was quite fun, and I enjoyed it. I love the chaos. I hope that there is rain, honestly, because with chaos and catastrophe, there is opportunity. So we'll be prepared as always for anything. But like you said, you can't control the weather. So I also, yeah, I saw that it was raining pretty heavily there today. Um, but apparently it's meant to clear up.
We'll keep our fingers crossed, but like I said, Toronto weather can change up anytime. Of course, there are a couple of the racers who are going to be involved have won this before, some twice, some more. Anybody in particular that you are keeping an eye on? Because, like I said, it's a hot circuit going on this year.
Yeah, everyone, I think we know each other fairly well now. It's yeah, and the grid is so competitive that I'd say that the top 12 are capable of winning the race. And quali, the top 12 after quali are capable of winning the race, which is, you know, that's pretty outrageous for a championship of this caliber. If you look at Formula One, for example, you're not going to have the top 12 fighting for the win. So the strategically, this race will be difficult as well because um, it is, quite a difficult circuit with tire management
Yeah.
and as well fuel management, and then plenty of yellows generally. So strategically, it is. difficult, and I think there, you could easily see someone starting P20 to come and win the race. Like that's the sort of race it is. Um, so I can't name one guy in particular, but Alex Blue's looking strong at the moment.
Yeah.
He's won a couple races recently, and my other teammate Scott Dixon, he's had plenty of success around here as well. So it is, the grid is full of guys that are capable of winning. It's just who gets it right on the day.
I love Scott. A great guy to talk to, great guy to watch on the track. Also, as we're slowly wrapping this up, because I know you got more interviews to do. Um, don't give me too much, but what do you think is going to happen? What do you think you have to do to win this?
We got to have a clean weekend from start to finish. We got to have good free practice. We got to be on it quickly, and then in qualifying, it's important that we do exactly what we can do, which I know is to be inside the top five. So, like I said, strategically, anything can happen, but if we give ourselves the best chance of succeeding earlier in the weekend, it could make that Sunday's race a little bit easier. So, yeah, we're going to prepare well, try and hit the ground running, and take every opportunity as it comes.
Last question. Is the family in New Zealand? And if so, are they going to be watching?
The majority of the family is in New Zealand, yes, but my mum's coming to this race. She's
Oh,
looking
great.
forward to coming to Toronto for the first time, and I've got some other friends coming as well. So this has been a popular one. I've got a lot of guests for this race. Everyone seems to want to come to Toronto, so that's cool.
And you got one guy over here who's definitely going to be rooting for you, my friend. Congratulations on being part of this. It's always history once that flag starts waving. Cannot wait to see how you're going to do and looking forward to see how the rest of your year goes. Thanks so much for this interview, my friend, and good luck.
Thank you for having me.